I'm Arijit Datta. I'm a singer, songwriter, composer and the lead vocalist of the band Airport. There was always music in the house. My dad can sing, my mom can sing, so there was always singing at any occasion, given occasion. My dad is a big fan of ghazals and Bengali artists like Pankaj Mullik and Hemant Mukherjee. My mom also, she still sings sometimes. My first interaction with music. I have grown up with Bengali and ghazals, and until I think I heard Bruce Springsteen when he came down to India, I think in 1985 or something like that. He came to Delhi, and the first time I heard Born in the USA, I was completely mesmerized. I was like, who is this guy? And with the passion that he sang, that completely changed a lot of things for me and how I saw music, because somewhere I felt I want to be that. And then again, I mean, like from there on, my musical landscape changed from Pankaj Mullik to Hemant Mukherjee. Then suddenly there was Bruce Springsteen, and there was a whole lot of artists that followed, went through that entire growing up, you know, listening to 80s pop, Michael Jackson and Rick Astley. It just opened up another door for me. Big influence of Western music happened, I think, from there on. That has been my early initiation into the music world. I would not still call it rebellious. I would say it was very exciting at an early age. When you're like, you know, I was like 9 or 10 years old, and to hear that kind of music, and at that age it's a very you know, you're full of energy, and you know, it's like you're bustling with, and that kind of just propelled that energy further, that kind of music. And yeah, that's how I discovered rock music. That's how I discovered. I've grown up on a lot of rock. I've grown up listening to a lot of bands from the early 60s and then 70s, and you know, going from Deep Purple to discovering Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. For me, that defined passion. You know, the way they play, the way the sound was. And somehow music influences the kind of music you're playing. It influences your way of life, and you know, so it was borderline, you can say, borderline, like just discovering, happy to discover that kind of energy in a band, you know. 10 years ago when I made that decision, I would say it was not easy to convince my parents, and like, you know, we come from an academic background, and to tell them was a hard thing to that I want to become a musician. It took me a lot of time, and I had to put in that kind of effort into my music to make them believe that, look, this is all I know. And actually I didn't know anything else. I did not fit in the regular 9-to-5 jobs that I tried to do some after college and whatever. I just didn't see any point for myself to be involved in being in that kind of an environment. I just felt like a misfit, and the only place I could feel at home was when I did music, or when I was playing music, or when I was doing music. It's not easy being a musician, but I love it. I love being a musician. I love music a lot, and it was not very conducive as a profession, you know, especially we are growing up in a country like India. idea of airport came about, I think, around the end of 2008 and early 2009. I had been writing all by myself, and I had kind of few songs, and I was looking to kind of collaborate. I was looking to kind of get another, head to kind of put in creative inputs onto the kind of songwriting I was doing. Vinay had just come down from Oman a few months prior to that, because he is kind of born and raised in Oman. He had no clue about Mumbai, and so I thought maybe I can give it a shot. Asked him straight up that I've written some songs and
want to see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to just jam, and I had just seen him playing at some gig in Juhu. And I kind of liked, because he was playing this slide guitar, and I love slide. Primarily I went because I thought it would be nice to have slide guitar on my song. After some 4-5 songs or something like that, I said, hey man, do you want to form a band? He was just simply said, yeah, sure. Yeah, so one was MZ. MZ I had known from back in college. I had heard from people that he's been playing some gigs here and there, so I thought maybe okay, fine, he's like a working class hero. He's kind of I think mama school boy who went and did his MBA and joined a job and this and that, and I really liked Sid Kuto, who was our then drummer. For him also it was pretty simple. I had gone for his one gig where he was singing. He was with his band Tough on Tobacco. I thought it would be nice to have a drummer who can also sing. After a couple of gigs and few changes we had, Kuto also moved on from where we started. At that point, I mean, like, me and Vinay used to discuss a lot, where do we take airport, and he suggested Zoran, and that's when Zoran came in, and he was also from Oman. The response to the music of Airport has been it's been humbling, it's been nice. We've had people appreciated the kind of music we play. It's been a fun ride so far, and we want to kind of take it to another kind of level. Even with the kind of music that we are playing, we want to kind of do maybe walk around new sounds and stuff like that. But so far, I would say the journey has been great. We've played few shows over the last 2 years, and we've taken our music. We found lots of newer audiences also, and so I would say, yeah, it's been pretty cool, like, playing with Airport. I know that for a fact that we have songs like Raat, which got really popular. We've played in gigs where in Delhi. I remember first time we were going to Delhi, and you know how many people would have heard our songs, and when we played Raat, people were singing along. They knew the words, and I even met a guy who came. One Sardarji came up to me. I was like, and he said it's one of the most favorite songs of his, whatever, and he sang. He said he appreciated the lyrics. I'm actually sometimes pleasantly surprised when people actually come to me, or like, you know, generally speaking about the music of Airport, they kind of talk about the lyrics aspect of it. So that makes me feel really good, because I give a lot of importance to the lyrics of the songs that I sing. It's been great that, you know, it's not only the songs, or they're also paying attention to lyrics, which is so I think people have kind of received us well. I have been composing songs for a while now, and somewhere I felt that, you know, I was not really content being just the songwriter. I also I felt the need to, I got attracted to this whole world of designing sound around a song. A couple of years back, I think about 4 or 5 years back, I really got into understanding what goes into making a song, not only composing the melody, which I was doing earlier. And my transition, or my need to be in control of my music from every aspect, that is from the melody to the sound, how the drums and what the bass would do, what the guitar would do, and that led me into to start another journey, that is of producing songs, writing as well as producing. Fantastic what is happening right now for musicians, and brands like ArtistAloud have come into the scene. It gives power to the musicians, it gives power to independent musicians, you know. So now one can think of taking up music as a profession, can actually speak their minds, and they have a voice now. They're just not about doing other people's music and trying to be a band, and you know, because people like you, there is now an artist can actually come up with their own music and not feel embarrassed about it. Now there is need to kind of have your own voice and what you want to say and what you want to bring out. And if you are standing on a world stage, you feel that power when you play your own music, and you know that people will listen to it because the music has reached them. Your own music has reached them through platforms like ArtistAloud, you know. So, and many other have cropped up in the scene. It's not only ArtistAloud, and I think that is the radical change that I have seen over the past 10 years. I think this is a phenomena that has happened in the last, I think, 5 years or something like that. In the 5 years, the music scene has completely, like, you know, burst open with the newer artists, new voices, new bands and new sounds. A lot of things have happened. You is definitely one of the tracks that you will hear. Then I was doing a short film, and through which I got to work with Rekha Bhardwaj for one song, and where I collaborated with her, and it was a song called Mehruni, and the short film is also called Mehruni. It's been directed by this very young, very promising director called Faraz Ali. We want to cut an album. We're going to be, we've already started working on it, and we have kind of taken our own sweet time to kind of cut the album, and also we had in mind that we're going to play as much as possible and take the music, play live before we even get down to recording. And I think now also it's been two years, we just completed 2 years, and now we kind of feel that we have to kind of move on from the kind of songs that we've been doing also.